Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something critical for anyone in the fintech space. We're talking about how you actually market a product when you're in one of the toughest industries around.
So, let me ask you this. Is fintech marketing a sprint, or is it more like a tightrope walk? And that question really matters, because, let's be honest, selling a fintech product is not like selling anything else. It's not just about moving fast, it's about precision. It's this incredibly careful balancing act where every single move you make could be the one that counts.
And that right there, that's the fintech tightrope. You're trying to be innovative and fast, but you're constantly dealing with these massive hurdles. I mean, think about it. Every single campaign has to get a stamp of approval from legal. You have to somehow convince people, complete strangers, to hand over their most sensitive financial data. Then, just as they're about to sign up, you have to hit them with Know Your Customer rules, which adds all this friction to the process. And to top it all off, the big players, Google, Meta, they have their own set of even stricter rules just for you.
So you can see why the usual growth hacks, the generic playbooks, they just don't cut it here. In fact, trying to use the same strategy that works for, say, a simple software tool, well, in fintech, that can get you massive fines, tons of wasted ad money, and your campaign shut down. No, when the old rules just don't apply, it's not about finding a new playbook, it's about finding a whole new kind of leader.
And that's where we get to the solution that a lot of smart, fast-growing fintechs are turning to, the fractional CMO. Basically, you're getting all the experience of a top-tier marketing executive, but you're not taking on the full-time cost. It's about getting that high-level strategic brainpower exactly when you need it, and only for as long as you need it.
Okay, so what exactly is a fractional CMO? The first thing to get straight is this is not just a consultant, not at all. Think of them as a part-time member of your executive team. They're not just on the sidelines handing out advice. Nope. They're right there in the trenches with your team, building out the strategy, leading the charge, and actually owning the results. And they do all this on a flexible, part-time basis.
And this quote right here, it really nails their core value. It's not about growth at all costs. A great fractional CMO in this space knows they're actually serving three masters at once. They're the ones who make sure marketing and legal are actually speaking the same language. They turn trust from a vague idea into a real metric you can track. And they make absolutely sure that every single growth tactic is done with integrity.
All right, so how do they do it? What's the playbook for walking that tightrope between trust, compliance, and actually getting new customers? Well, it's not magic. It's a very specific, battle-tested set of strategies designed to tackle the toughest problems that fintech marketers face every single day. You see, their whole playbook is about getting ahead of the problems. So instead of sitting around waiting for legal to approve something, they build a system of pre-cleared templates and content. To fight those crazy high customer acquisition costs, CAC, they set up smart referral programs and segment their audiences properly. And instead of just hoping their ads don't get rejected, they design creative that's already compliant from the get-go. It's a system built to solve problems before they even start.
But look, just playing it safe isn't going to cut it, right? You still have to grow. You have to acquire users, and you have to do it without breaking the bank. So how do you hit the gas pedal while making sure you stay between the lines? How do you be smart, not just safe? This is what that system for sustainable growth actually looks like in practice. First, they build trust from the ground up by getting your current happy customers to refer their friends. Second, they go in and fix that leaky onboarding funnel, making it super simple and clear. Third, instead of just shouting into the void, they get surgical with targeting through smart audience segmentation. And finally, number 4, they build a real relationship with potential customers over time, using helpful content, not just blasting them with ads.
And this really gets to a fundamental truth in fintech. Yeah, performance marketing is great for getting those short-term wins, the clicks, the immediate signups, but building a brand, that's what earns you long-term trust and keeps users from leaving. In a market this crowded, where products can look so similar, your brand isn't just a nice-to-have. It's literally your biggest competitive edge.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do you know if it's the right time for you to actually make that call? Well, there are usually 5 key signs, 5 triggers that tell you your company might be ready for this kind of strategic help. All right, trigger number 1. Your marketing spend just feels off. It feels inefficient. Your customer acquisition cost, your CAC, is creeping up. You're pouring more and more money in to get each new customer, even though you know your product is solid. That's a classic sign that your strategy has a leak somewhere and you need an expert to come in and find it.
Okay, trigger number 2. There's a constant battle between your creative team and your compliance team. Marketing comes up with these great, bold ideas, but then they get stuck in a legal black hole for weeks on end. And what comes out the other side? Messaging that's so watered down and safe, it doesn't connect with anyone. If that's happening, you need someone who can build a bridge between those two departments.
Trigger number 3 is a painful one. You're just throwing more money at the problem. Your ad budgets are going up, 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 but your conversions are totally flat. This tells you it's not a budget problem, it's a strategy problem. You've hit that wall of diminishing returns, and just spending more isn't the answer.
Here's trigger number 4, and it might surprise you. It's for companies that haven't even launched yet. A fractional CMO can be absolutely crucial when you're still in stealth mode. They're the ones who will map out your entire go-to-market strategy, nailing down your story, figuring out the best channels, and getting those initial campaigns ready so you can hit the ground running from day one. And finally, trigger number 5. This might be the most frustrating one of all. You know you have an amazing product, but for some reason, the market just doesn't get it. Your message, your value proposition, it's just not landing. This is exactly what a great fractional CMO lives for. Translating all those complex, amazing features into a simple, powerful story that finally clicks with your audience.
So let's pull all this together for the final takeaway. When it comes to FinTech, what's the one thing you really need to remember? It's that your entire marketing strategy has to be built on one single, non-negotiable foundation. And here it is. In financial services, your marketing has to earn trust before it can ever hope to earn conversions. Think about it. In an industry that is literally built on security, moving fast without being clear is just reckless. And trying to grow without being compliant, that's not just a risk, it's completely unsustainable. So, we'll leave you with this final question to think about. Your product is ready. It's built to scale. But if your message isn't connecting, if your growth is stalled or inefficient, maybe the problem isn't your team. Maybe it's not your budget. Maybe it's a gap in leadership. Your product is built for the world of FinTech. But is your marketing?